Hello guys and welcome back. In this video it's going to be part 2 of the Men Are Living Life in Reverse that I did a couple of weeks ago. It's doing very well. Anybody who hasn't seen the first one or part 1, don't worry, you don't really need to see it to understand this one, but the two kind of link together, so you can watch it afterwards. But like I said, you don't need to watch that first to understand what this one is, so enjoy this one. Now, in order to grasp the concept of what we're talking about here, I'm going to go through a story that happened to me when I was younger, and I think this is the best way to describe this because people are going to understand what I mean best of all. So what happened to me, right? So I was working my balls off on MSI college back in the day. All I did was stay in my room. I worked my nuts off. When I had a lot of hair back then, I let it grow out. I was kind of cutting it myself. It looked all over the place, right? It looked messy. And speaking of messy, is anybody a Man City fan? I am. It's crazy right now, right? But I was leaving my beard, getting long. I was kind of doing it myself, whatever. I wasn't really caring. I wasn't dressing up. I wasn't wearing any nice clothes. I wasn't like buying Tom Ford aftershave and spraying myself up and smelling all nice. And I'd sold my car to get a bit of extra money, and I was just kind of sat in the house, just working away on my business every day. And I wasn't really caring about anything else that came with it, and I was making massive sacrifices in every area of my life. So financially, assets wise, I was making massive sacrifices with fashion, appearance, women. I don't think I'd seen a woman in like 6 months, and that was just kind of the way that I wanted to live, because I knew that if I put all that work in, at the end of all of this is success, right? So that was my level of thinking, is that once you've got success, you're set, and I'll explain it in a minute. All of my friends and a lot of my family members used to come and visit, and they used to say to me, look, number one, I'm not happy with the life that you're living. We don't want you living like this. Or what we think you should be doing, is get a normal job, a 9-to-5 job, go and get one in an office somewhere. That way you can wear a nice suit, you can dress up, you can come into work looking sharp, bit of an alpha male, like a salesman. You can get fresh haircuts again, you can get a nice car on finance, you can really sort your life out, start dating nice girls and stuff. You can still do your business stuff, but you can have other shit, okay? You can buy some nice shoes, because the shoes you're wearing are like 10 years old. It's like, yeah, okay, right. So, all right, I'm thinking about this and I'm weighing it up, and their thinking is have all of the stuff first and you can achieve success later, right? My thinking is, as long as you achieve success first, all the other shit that they mentioned can be done in 2 weeks, a month tops. All right, let me explain. This is one of my favorite concepts. I think you guys are going to love this concept in this video based off this. Is that if I go and, let's say, get a fresh trim, right? I've got, maybe I go and get a 9-to-5 job, right? I go and get a fresh trim. I go and get some really nice clothes. I go and get a girlfriend. I go out, have a couple drinks. I have a great night out with the boys, and my girlfriend's there. You come back, you have sex. It's like, oh, this is, it's brilliant. I'm living the life, right? You do everything that normal people are doing. You buy a new watch, new shoes and stuff, and everyone's like, this guy has got his fucking life together. He smells good, looks good. He's always regularly trimmed, and his life's going well. He's got the latest phone and stuff. This guy is fucking flying in life. What happens when you want to go to the next level? Okay, so you're like, shit, you know what? This life just isn't really going anywhere. Now I want a much better house, much better car. I just want better shit. I'm stuck in this job now. I'm 40 years old. Going out and being the good-looking man in the club who smells good with the fresh trim doesn't really work anymore. All right, so I guess I've got success to fall back on. No, you don't, because you never put the work in, remember? Oh, okay, well, I'll do it now. Well, it takes the average person 12 years to find any level of success, just to get off the ground. All right, and now you're at, let's say, 38, 40 years old. So you're going to be like 52 before this takes off. Is it worth doing at that point? I think yes, but is it going to be a lot harder? Fuck yes, it's going to be very, very hard. My level of thinking was, if I put the work in now, let's say it does take 12 years, okay? I was like 18 when I was doing this. I was thinking I'll be 30 years old, 31, 32 maximum, and I'll have success, all right? Maybe I'm sat there with, terrible hair, terrible skin. Well, that came true, the hair thing, didn't it, right? But maybe I'm sat there with my hair all over the place, beard all over the place, shit fashion, I smell bad, I've kind of let my life go. I always think, don't get me wrong, guys, I always think you should keep appearance up along the way, but I wasn't like some homeless bum. I was just not I was not putting money into it or massive care and attention. Like I'd shave my hair, but I wasn't dedicated to that shit. Yeah, so let's say I didn't have anything, all right? I have none of this going on. I've just bummed around. I've got bad clothes, etc. I've got no assets. My car doesn't exist. I don't have one. I've been living like a bum, either in a tiny little studio or with a family member or something. You know, I've been renting a flat share. My life's going nowhere. No women are interested in me. You know, my friends think I'm a bum. Anybody who saw me from school would be like, you're a bum, okay? But 12 years have passed and I've made a fuck ton of money. So I've got 7 million in my bank account, all right? And success is really on the way now. You know, it's moving forward. I've saved up a bomb and I'm only 32 years old. At that point, within, let's say I go, okay, I'm going to set myself 6 months. All right. Now, I think you should be doing fitness along the way. Like this is my ultimate goal. I think you should be doing moderate fitness along the way while you're trying to achieve success in the early days, just to stay fit, just to give yourself a balanced platform. If you can spare more time, great. But you should do that just to give yourself a balanced platform, you know, something to vault from. And you might just have an average body, but at least you're not backtracking. You know, you're not having to work overtime just to get back to normal, back to basics. So my thinking was, as long as I've done the success first, I can go, okay, in 1 month, right? In 1 month, I can have, I can get a haircut. I can buy a house because I'll be rich, right? I can buy a house. I can buy any car I pretty much want. You know, everyone say, oh, Mercedes, you know, BMW, it'd be nice. Pull up in a nice black BMW, leather seats. You know, I can go and buy a suit. I can go and get a facial. I can be relaxed. I can have a massage. You know, I can take a week off and get really good sleep. I can start catching up on all that sleep that I missed out on. I can have, you know, 2, 3, 4 solid weeks of sleeping, you know, relaxing, eating clean, eating good, just getting my health back, revitalized. You know, and during that 6 month period, I know I said a month, but during a 6 month period, you know, sorry, let's keep it to a month. In a month, I can get nice shoes. I can go and buy a nice watch. You know, I can go and do all the things that everybody said, you know, that you should be keeping up together with. It's like I can do all them in 30 days. I can tick every single one of those boxes. And then during a 6 month period, I can hire a personal trainer because I'm rich and I've got time. I can take that time off and I can train like a motherfucker and get in the best shape of my life in 6 months with the best foods, with the best everything. I can go and buy the best aftershave, the best suit, the best shirts. 1STMAN shirts coming soon. And I can go and buy a nice watch and everything, and I can go out that night and I can look fantastic, smell fantastic, you know, feel good about myself. I can get a girlfriend. I've got a house. I've got a car. She thinks I'm a winner in life. Now I'm the man. You know, I've got everything. And everyone's like, wow, he's really sorted his life out. But then guess what? Off the back of that, you're still rich as fuck. You're still successful. You've still got the business or your job or whatever you've worked on as a backup. You know, that was my level of thinking. And I always thought that if I do the hardest one first, once it's done, it's ticked, you know, at some point you got to put in that time. All the other shit I can do in a month. You can do that in a month. Like you can get a girlfriend in a month. You can have sex in 24 hours. You can go and have a big night out with the boys and get drunk, you know, straight away. You can do that immediately. You can go and buy shoes, a watch, a suit. You know, if you're rich, you can do that immediately. You can go and get a haircut immediately. You know, I could get things like hair transplant if I wanted it immediately. You know, I wasn't worried about any of that shit when I was growing up and stuff. Like I thought if as soon as I'm rich, if I wanted that, I could do it. Feel more comfortable these days, wouldn't do it. But, you know, anything that you missed out on that you saw everyone else doing, you could go and do it immediately. If you want to get married, you know, within a year you could probably find a woman and drop on one knee. And like I said before, if she's all Disneyed up, she's fucking going for it, right? She's taking the bait. So all this shit in life that everyone's worried about, like appearance and having a nice car and having a nice house, etc., all of those boxes can be ticked in 12 months as long as you do the success stuff first. But if you do all of that shit first and you spend all your money and your time on this and you worry about it, you're going to wake up one day and all of that shit that you've got, number one's not going to matter anymore. You know, it's continuous. You have to keep it up together with it. It's hard to do. But number one, it's not going to matter anymore, a lot of it, because you're going to fade anyway. But number two, your car's going to get old. You know, you're going to want a new house. You're going to want new suits. You're going to want new shoes. You know, all this shit you're just going to update anyway. You're going to want new technology. You have a night out, with the boys, great. You're going to want another one in the future, another one. You realize over time just spending money on nothing. It's just not really that fun. Holidays and stuff. Oh, you got to come on holiday. You're missing your youth. I'll travel around the world for 4 years straight when I'm rich. That sort of shit can happen then. But on the other side of the coin, if you achieve success first, like I said, you can tick all those boxes in a month. Everyone says, I don't know, you haven't slept a lot, you've damaged your health. Now I'm successful, I'll just sleep. I'll get 9 hours a night. You lot have got kids, you're sleeping 4 hours a night, you're fucked. And now you're older, so you're going to struggle to do it. So I always saw life, everybody doing it backwards in two senses. The video I made before about men living on women's timelines, but number two, by way of assets and spending. Like, people would rather have shit immediately, instant gratification, and kind of be enjoying their life straight away, rather than put their work in, put that foundation underneath them, and then go and, like I said, tick all those boxes in 30 to 60 days. And that's the way they'd rather do it. They'd rather have shit now rather than, put that work in and wait, and then, like I said, be able to get stuff very easily. And I honestly think, guys, that's my biggest life lesson that I can teach you lot, is to take the patient route. And everybody's going to say, oh, you're missing out on your teens, your 20s, your early 30s, whatever it might be, and this is the best years to get drunk and fuck women and whatever else comes with it, and look good in a suit, and, we can have a great life here. But I honestly don't think that's true. I think, there'll be time for that in the future. If you put those 12 years of work in on average, if you really sacrifice, it's not going to take as long. And obviously you're not going to go from zero to a millionaire. There's going to be steps along the way, so things are going to get better. But I always like doing stuff in extremes to emphasize a point and kind of take the piss out of the scenario, so to speak, and show you how stupid it is logically. But if you did want to just dedicate success for 12 years and tick no other box, like I said, at the end of those 12 years, you could sit there and go, I'm worth 10 million. All right, now I'm going to get a haircut, buy some clothes, freshen up, get a facial, whatever it might be, to look at your best, get a personal trainer for a month. Then I'm going to book a holiday. I'm going to go abroad, meet a nice, beautiful Italian woman. I'm going to marry her. I'm going to buy a house there, get a nice car, have a perfect life. And everyone's like, damn, he's the man. I'm jealous of him. He's got a great life. It can all be done in like a month or a year or whatever. It's really not hard to do. But success, that 12-year run, whatever it might take, that will always be 12 years. It's the same with fitness, really. Like, it's easier when you're rich because you've got time and money. You can hire a personal trainer, get the best foods and whatnot. But there's no shortcuts with fitness. You're going to have to put those hours in, that work in at some point. You're going to have to diet at some point. And with success, there's no shortcut. You're going to have to put that work in at some point. With stuff like a haircut, there's a shortcut. You pay for somebody to come to your house. With appearance, there's a shortcut. You just pay a professional stylist to come and suit you up. Get your suit tailored. Now you look fantastic. There's shortcuts with all this other shit. There's, how do I attract a partner? Well, guess what? There's a shortcut. As long as you're rich, you go and buy a house, nice car, nice suit. That you can hire a language teacher or whatever. Now you're a cultured man, and you're successful. Women are going to be like, yeah, I want you. There's a shortcut. You can do that in a week or a month or whatever, attract a partner. It's a piece of piss. You can do it in one night if you're good enough. But success, and like I said, fitness as well, but success, more importantly, there's no shortcut. You're going to have to put in that work at some point if you want success. And it's better to do it earlier than it is later. And you'll never be as young as you are right now. So I always think, just drop all the other shit. Who cares about it? Focus on success. Get that under your feet. Get that in the bank. And once you tick that box, anything else that you want to do in life is sorted. You want to travel. You want to get a wife. You want to have kids. You want to put a nice suit on and feel important and go and sit at rooftop bars with your legs crossed and a cigar in your mouth with a glass of wine. You can go and do that, but you can't do any of that shit long term until you tick the success box. And like I said, success, if you haven't got that yet, and fitness as well, but they're going to take a long, long time. Doesn't matter what age you do them at. Doesn't matter if you put them off or whatever. They're going to be that ugly beast that's hanging over you. And at some point, you need to put that grind in. It might be from a 9-to-5 job, whatever, but at some point, you need to put your work in. And then the rest of the shit, like I said, it happens so quickly. It's so easy. You can wake up tomorrow, greasy, ugly guy, looks terrible, no woman wants to come near you, and within a month you could be the most eligible bachelor in the area that you live in. As long as you have money and success, it's very easy to do. So never forget that, guys. Guys are living life in reverse. That's part 2. Enjoy it.